Hello, today I'm going to show you how to make a candy stripe friendship bracelet. So first what you're going to start with, you can choose any amount of colors. Today I'm going to show you how to use 5 different colors, but you can use any kind of color you want. The more colors you use, the thicker your bracelet will be, so just keep that in mind. So what you first want to do is cut all of your strings the same length. It depends on how long your wrist is, but you can really cut your strings any length that you want. I typically like to have my string length as my wingspan, so that means I'm putting all of these strings in my 2 fingers and pulling them all the way down to my armpit. So that's how long my strings are. And then before we start knotting, what you first need to do is leave a little space at the end, just about that much, a little bit more, and then tie a knot. This way all of your strings will stay together. And then one last thing is you need to secure your bracelet to your working space. So I use this container of string because I put stuff to keep it from moving. So I use that. Some people will use their desk, a clipboard, anything you want. And then what I do next is I use packing tape to tape my bracelet onto my workspace. So go ahead and do that. Any way you want to do it is totally fine. It's up to you, whatever you would like to do best. Okay, so before we get started, separate all of your strands so that each strand is on its own. So I am using white, light blue, dark blue, pink, and yellow. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take my white string, and it's called a candy stripe because at the end it kind of looks like a candy cane. So if you think about a candy cane, it has stripes of each color. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your white string and we're going to go across all of these colors to make a row. So to do that, take your white string or the string farthest on the left and you're going to make a number 4 over the next string. I only need to do that one right now. So you're going to make a number 4 and then you're going to put the string in the hole and pull up. Just like that. And you're going to do that one more time. So make a little 4, put the string in and through the hole, and then pull it upwards to make a knot. Okay, so now we've done it for a light blue. Next, I need to use my dark blue to make another white knot. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make the number 4, go in and through the hole, and then pull it upwards to tie the knot. And I'm going to do that 2 times on each string. So I'll make the number 4, in and through the hole, and then pull it upwards to secure the knot. Okay, so I've done it 2 times on my dark blue. So I'm going to put my dark blue aside, and I'm going to pull my pink because that's my next strand. So I'm going to keep using my white. I'm going to make 2 knots on my white strand, just like this. Pull it upwards, and one more time. Make sure all your strings are out of the way, just like that. Okay, that was 2 knots on my pink string. So I'm going to put my pink to the side and grab my yellow. And I'm going to do the same thing on my yellow. Make a number 4, in and through the hole, pull it upwards to secure the knot. I'm going to do it one more time. Make a 4, in and through the hole, tie it upwards. All right, so now my white is all the way on the right and there's no more strings, so that means our row is done. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take the string farthest to the left, which is my light blue strand, and I'm going to do the same thing on each strand with my light blue. So now I'm going to take my light blue strand and the next strand I have is my dark blue. So I'm going to take light blue and make 2 knots on my dark blue strand, just like this. It's the same knot the entire bracelet. You make the number 4 in and through the hole, and then pull it upwards to secure the knot. So that was 2 on my dark blue, so I'm going to put my dark blue to the side and grab my pink. So I'm going to do the same thing. Make my number 4, go in and through the hole, and then pull it upwards to secure the knot. We pull it upwards so that it makes the knot as even as possible, and it just makes, because you don't want to pull it like a shoe, because then the blue, we're trying to make a blue knot, it'll look blue and pink. So you pull it upwards just to make a nice even knot. Okay, so now I've done 2 knots on my pink strand. So I'm going to put pink to the side and grab my yellow strand. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make 2 knots, just like so. And then I'm done with my yellow strand. Put yellow to the side, and we have 1 more strand left, and I'm going to do it on my white one. So I'm going to make the number 4, in and through the hole, pull to secure. Do that twice. And now I'm done with my light blue. So now I have what's called 2 rows. So there's a white stripe and a light blue stripe. So now that I'm done with my blue, I'm going to grab my dark blue. I'm going to do the same thing on every strand. So pink is the next color, so I'm going to do dark blue on pink. So 2 dark blue knots. And 1 more. All right, so that's 2. I'm going to put my pink to the side and grab my next color, which is yellow. I'm going to do 2 knots, just like this. Okay, then I'm going to grab my next color, which is white. I'm going to make 2 dark blue knots. So that's 1 and 2. And then I need my last color, which is light blue. So I'm going to make 2 dark blue knots on my light blue, just like this. So now you can really see the colors starting to show. Okay, I have a few more colors left. So now I'm going to grab the color all the way on the left, which is my pink strand. So I'm going to make knots on every string with pink, just like this. Okay, and now that I'm done with my pink, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pull the strand all the way to the left, which is my yellow, and I'm going to make a yellow knot on each of the strands. Okay, and now I've made 1 row with each of my colors. So you should be able to see a row of each color, just like that. So now what I'm going to do is I have a little bit of wiggle room. So what I like to do is I like to grab regular tape and tape my bracelet down so it doesn't move as much. If it doesn't bother you, you don't have to, but I like to. Okay, and now I've done 1 row of each color, so I'm going to start the entire process over again with my white. Now that I have completed my bracelet to the length I would like to go, I'm going to take it off of the tape, and I'm going to tie a small knot at the end of my bracelet. There. So what you can do now is take it off of the tape, and I left extra string on both sides so that I can make it adjustable, which I'm going to show you in this next part of the video. If you don't want to learn, you definitely don't have to. You can just tie these parts of the string together and put it on your bracelet, on your wrist. But I'm going to show you how to make it adjustable, which it keeps the bracelet You can wear it more often, and it's just a fun addition. So what you need to do first is you need to take care of these ends. I'm gonna cut them first so that they're all the same length. So mine got a little mixed up while I was knotting. I'm gonna cut them at the same length. And then what I'm gonna do is I am going to braid them, or you could twist them. So I'm gonna braid my strands, or you could twist them just like this. So I'm going to braid mine just like this. Okay, now that I've braided my entire thing, I'm going to knot it at the end so that the braid stays in place. Just like this. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other end of my bracelet. So I'm going to flip it around, place it under the tape, and I'm going to braid again. Okay, I've done braiding as long as I can, so now I'm going to knot it again. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what's called a box knot, or a square knot. So I'm going to take my bracelet out of the tape, and I'm going to put my bracelet as if I was going to put it on my wrist. So I'm going to put it in the circular shape, and then I'm going to tape it down again. Just like this. Get everything out of the way. I add another piece of tape sometimes just to make sure the bottom is secure. Just like that. And now you're going to take one piece of string, one of the colors that you have. So I made my bracelet with yellow, so I'm gonna make my square knot out of yellow. So I have some string. I'm gonna cut it a little bit shorter because this is quite long. And then I'm gonna use this for my box knot or a square knot. It's called both. So what you do, you put it underneath both ends of your bracelet, and you put one side over. So I have my left side over both of my strands, and then I'm going to put the right side under the ends of my bracelet and through the loop. Then I'm going to pull both, just like that. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the right side over both ends of my bracelet. I'm going to put the left side on top of this part, underneath both of the ends of my bracelet, and through the hole. And I'm going to pull both of them. I'm going to make sure they both line up right there. Okay, so now I have one round. I'm going to go at least 2 more rounds. So I'm going to put my left on top. I'm going to put my right over the left, under both ends of the bracelet, and through the hole. I'm going to pull on both sides. I'm going to secure the knot, just like that. So now I'm going to do it one more time. Put the right over both ends, take the left, put it over the right, go under the ends of the bracelet, and I'm going to put it through the hole. And I'm going to pull both ends together, just like that. Okay, I'm going to go one more time. So I'm going to put my left strand over, I'm going to put my right over my left, put it under both ends of the bracelet, and I'm going to put it through the hole and pull it together on both sides. All right, one more knot. So I have my right side, put my right side over, take the left and put it over the right, Put it under both ends of the bracelet and put it through the hole and pull it together. Okay, so now I have a pretty good square knot. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take clear, dry nail polish. You could use hot glue, super glue, but nail polish also works well, and I have that more accessible than super glue. So what I do now is I take the cap off and you can take your bracelet out of the tape and then what you're going to do, you're going to take your nail polish or your glue and you're going to paint over the entire knot, just like so. Put nail polish or glue over the entire knot, and you need to do it on both sides. My nail polish is a little thin, so I like to do multiple coats. And then before you're done, make sure you get both ends of string that you use to tie your box knot. So you want to get as much as possible. And it's okay if it gets on your bracelet. It's gonna go away. Once you start using the knot, it'll kind of uncrack. Okay, so now I'm gonna let this dry and we'll come right back. Now that my knot is dry, I'm going to take scissors and cut off the extra string. Not too close that the knot becomes undone, but not too far that it's extra string. So now it's going to be a little tough at first because it's tied and glued, but now your bracelet should be adjustable. It helps if you wiggle the knot around to ease up the toughness. But here you go. And now you can take your bracelet on and off without having to cut it. And here you go. Now you know how to make the candy stripe bracelet that is adjustable. And you can make this adjustable knot on any type of bracelet. So this can be used at any kind of bracelet you make in the future.